I chose pride and selfishness over my wife, and now she's no more. I was together with my wife, or should I say my late wife, for a short period of time for 3 years. Last year, there was something that happened that led to my wife's passing, and till today, I still blame myself. I still regret every action that I took. On this particular Monday morning, my wife served me breakfast, bread, and butter. Before I continue this story, guys, any story I post on this page, it is not mine. Either it was sent to me by a follower or I came across it on the internet and I decided to share. My wife gave me bread and butter for breakfast that Monday morning, and the way she presented the food, it was looking somehow. It wasn't looking pleasing to the eye. You know that thing that they say, the eye eats first before the mouth. She just sprayed the butter on the bread anyhow, just put it and gave me the cup of tea and went about it her business. She was preparing to go to work as well because I work like I'm a 9 to 5 and she's also a 9 to 5. Then I told her, why did you serve me this kind of why do you serve me breakfast in this way? Because I was angry. I could come on, I'm your husband. The least you could have done is make the food look presentable. So I was angry and I shouted at her for serving me like that because I didn't like the way the food was looking. When my wife got angry, she said, instead of me to tell her thank you for giving, instead of me to tell her thank you for serving her breakfast, I am angry that I didn't even show any form of appreciation. It kind of have led to us talking back and forth, and we both went to work angry at each other without talking to each other. Ordinarily, if we're not quarreling, when I close for my work, I'll go and pick her. But that day, I didn't go to pick her. She didn't even come to come and pick her either. So I came back from work that day. She came back. We didn't speak to each other. We both had our dinner separately and we went to bed angry. So that behavior of ours continued for like 2 days. Continued on Tuesday, continued on Wednesday. We both wake up, we didn't talk to each other. We both have our breakfast separately. I'll go to work. Now on Thursday, when I came back from work, when I entered the living room, I saw my wife watching something. And when I entered, she was just looking at me, smiling. I knew deep down why she was smiling. She was trying to find a way to pacify me with a smile. But I kept my cool. I was like, you know what? I'm a man. She's supposed to tell me sorry. In fact, I want her to tell me sorry before I will talk to her. So when she was smiling at me, I did smile at her. I just ignored her and went into the room. I changed to my clothes, had my bath, scrolled through my phone a little bit, then went out to go have dinner without asking her if she was going to eat anything. So I stayed a couple of hours that day. Then when I got back, I noticed my wife was in the bathroom having a bath and she was singing my favorite song. If we were not having a fight, I would have joined her in singing that song. But I felt that she was finding a way to have a way with me with her femininity. Let me put it like that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm a man. This woman is supposed to tell me sorry. So I'm not gonna sing along. So I just laid on the bed and faced the wall. She finished having a bath, did her skincare, then joined me on the bed. Now at exactly 3 a.m., within the hours of 3 a.m. on Friday morning, I felt my wife tapping me. I angrily removed her hand from my body. I thought she was tapping me because she wanted to have bedroom activities. I felt, how dare this woman try to use bedroom activities to tell me sorry? Instead of her to just open her mouth and tell me sorry. That's what I wanted. So she tapped me the second time. I did not answer. I was still facing the other side of the wall on the bed and I just removed her hand. So I think she tapped me like 3 times. I did not answer. So I angrily slept off. Now, when I woke up on Friday morning, my wife was still on the bed. She's here to get up, prepare for work. Out of my ego and anger, I was still hell bent on the fact that she's supposed to tell me sorry. I did not wake her up. I was like, you know what, if I go to work late, now you sabi. Before I would have woken her up, but I did not wake her up. I got dressed for work, had my bath, had my breakfast, and I went to work. Now tell me why when I returned on Friday from work, the way the way the house was when I was leaving in the morning, sorry, was how I met it. I know my wife, even if we were having a fight, at least the plate I use in having breakfast, I know that she would have packed it, right? But everything was looking the same. In fact, the door was unlocked. The plate, the cup I used in having breakfast was on the table. And it just dawned on me that this woman did not do anything. That was when I felt this kind of coldness ran down my spine, right? I dashed into the room, and lo and behold, my wife was still sleeping in the same position that I left her in the morning, which is unusual of her. I touched my wife, guys. That was when I realized that her body is already cold. Apparently, my wife has passed. In fact, she has passed way before I even got dressed that morning to go to work. Now, here is how it gets tricky. My wife is, or should I say, was an asthmatic patient. So that early hours of the morning that she was tapping me, that I was thinking that she wanted bedroom activity. She was tapping me to give her an inhaler because she was having an episode. But out of my pride, I didn't take cognizance because I was so blinded by anger and my ego. My lovely wife was reaching out to me to help her with her inhaler because she was having an episode. And she tried to do it for like multiple times. I pushed off her hand. I was thinking she wanted bedroom activities to pacify me. I was thinking, oh, she should have said sorry. But no, my wife needed my help. And because of my ignorance, selfishness, and pride, I lost my wife. I held her, I called her name, I shouted her name, but she wasn't responding. I drove her to the hospital, regardless of her being cold. But there was this atom of hope inside of me thinking if I take her to the hospital, maybe the doctors can do something to bring her back to life. But unfortunately, when I got to the hospital, I was told that she has passed long ago. Now it's been over a year that this thing happened, and I am still blaming myself. Like, why did I not just tell this woman sorry? Why did I not just listen to her that night that she was tapping me? If I had just maybe probably turned a little bit, just shifted a little bit, I would have seen that this woman needed my help. Even when I came back from work that Thursday, that she was smiling at me, probably if I had smiled back, would have had a discussion, and she would have still been alive. I still blame myself to this day. I still blame myself that I allowed my ego, my pride, my foolishness, and my selfishness take the best of me, resulting to me losing the love of my life. It's been over a year that this thing happened, and I've still not been myself. I'm sharing my story to educate men to sometimes let go of that pride, especially African men that feel like I am a man, she must apologize. It doesn't necessarily have to be about who is right or who is wrong, because one simple move, one simple thing that we don't think matters can lead to a whole lot of destruction. In my case, it led to my wife passing. This woman tried to pacify me with her singing in the bathroom. She tried to pacify me, smiling at me when I came back from work, even on the bed that Friday morning. I did not answer because I was blinded by my pride. This is not my story. I saw it on the internet and I decided to share. What do you think of this? What did you learn from this? Sometimes you apologizing or listening or even taking cognizance of your partner's feeling doesn't mean you're less of a person. It makes you human. It doesn't mean you're a simp. Now look at what this man is saying. If only he had listened or even looked at his wife, probably should have been alive by now. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. To share a story with me, please send me a DM or please send me a message to the email of my bio. And don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section or what to think of this. With that being said, I'll see you guys in my next one.